about three tripartite elements here: the community security, conflict resolution, and also the veterans. So I have 3 points to deliver. Number one, already the citation has been given, but however, I will still say something because as I am here, sorry to say this, I am a naval officer, personnel retired 22 years ago. I joined the Nigerian Navy in 1980, and yes, 1980, and now 2004, that is about 44 years ago. I am blessed because Navy sponsored me to University of Calabar. Apart from that, I went to foreign countries too, in India in 1984 to have the security training. So all these are part of feathers that are added to it. But then I want to let you know that you are on the same line of action. So I'm happy to deliver because we call it F3 call, meaning that we are together. Now before that, let me quickly, because of time, I have a lot. In fact, I'm loaded. But then, because constraints of time, we reduced my element I used to call my group of elements here, I call them the gerontological. And because of the econometric power, you are sitting too long and would like that so that there will be a crack on your bone. So that is called economy. And apart from, I have not started lecturing. I'm not trying to make sure you are over. Now that you are pleased with me, I will start now. Now, let us know at the end of this course, that is seminar, at the end of this seminar, you are the participant. You should be able to go home with, understand the community security as a process, the principles and ethics of security service, understand the tools for conflict analysis in the CD. CD stands for Community Development. The role of veterans in the community security service. Finally, we are going to look at the benefit of security service in the community. If we have any benefit of security service that you know, can you say I with me? I have it. The reason is that everywhere you go, the security is paramount. Without security, the nation cannot hold, because security is like a pillar or a law of a nation. They are the pillars that hold the country. That you know. So that security, and because you are veterans, who is a veteran, and allow them individual who has a long experience, not only military, but then you are a military veteran. That is why you have a laudable experience, and that is why you should be able to walk in the city with face up, not down. Down is defeated, up is success. That is that. Now let's go. Introduction to this seminar. The aim of this seminar is to broaden the knowledge of our veterans on their important role in nation security. That is the role. That is the role. Now, this is in line with the desire to uplift the standard of both serving retired and discharged personnel for community security and conflict resolution issues. Of course, that is the role. That is the aim why we are here. Nigeria is currently battling with generalized insecurity. Hardly any of these 6 geopolitical zones spare from one form of insecurity or the other. Despite the best efforts of the gallant members of the country's security armed forces, this necessitates the role of veterans in community security and conflict resolution. Of course, we are all, you know that the every part of the country for now are not properly secured. Then what do we do? How can we maintain security in the land? That is why this necessitated the seminar today. Community security is a process focused on promoting community-driven approach to understand and provide security. It has a clear focus on improving the relationship between and behaviors of the community. Of course, authorities and institutions, the processes use participatory assessment and planning seek to contribute to the full life development. That is true. Improvement as decided by what? Community themselves. The process may lead to any form of better services delivery to reduce social exclusion. That means to say here, for any community to be on the safer side, there must be a security apparatus. Of course, you can't do without that. Security, as much as anything else, something we experience as a veteran. Therefore, community security can also be seen as an end state where the peoples felt protected and valued as members of the society. Of course, if you are not secured, all that you have, whether means rank or what have you, it's mounted to nothing. So those security is paramount. I also ask a question, though this is not a class, but then it's a class. Now, if and only if you are told to have 20 million today and lose your life, which one will you take? You are told that this morning you are going to be giving 20 million, but you are allowed to go for it. Which one will you take? You will not die because of chicken change, 20 million chicken change. Because the level you are propelling yourself now, and you are more than anybody can count. Why? Because life is better than money or property. So life must be secure. Even the snake intend to be killed, you will know how to wriggle out of it so that you can escape. What about human? So life of security must be secure. Individual must be secure. The community must be secure. This state is achieved when the process behind community security are functioning, or rather, the mechanism to ensure community can articulate their security needs exists in conjunction with the local and even institutional capacity and willingness to respond to them promptly. The subject of security is so emerging, large, and the boundaries hardly to be defined. Almost everything that exists is affected by its invisible mind. For man to adequately flourish in a civilized society, his knowledge of crime prevention is a necessity. Community-based conflict resolutions is another process where members of the community come together to identify the root cause of any conflict and work towards finding the resolution to that conflict. Yes, every community, like I said earlier, those who are privileged to be in my class, at the advanced diploma class and the graduate specialist and what I've even done to MSc degree, I always give them an antidote. That is a solution to conflict. I say for you to live happily in this world, absolutely, there is no human being that is immune from conflict, from crisis. And they always agree with me. The fact that always come in exam, and they agree with me. But in a practical term, how you manage this conflict matters most. It will mar your happiness of life. It will mar your happiness, your progress, your development. So oftentimes, we unabated decided not to be found in conflict. Or else, there is no human being that is created in this world that will never face conflict at one point or the other. But then the way you manage that conflict matters most. That is why. Let me give you an example. As I'm just coming to present this lecture now, and then they had my car by the roadside, and then we started wrestling there, and then driving, and all of a sudden, the professor found himself on the floor, on the ground. What they want? What is malady? I'm coming to teach conflict resolution and crisis and what have you, and you are on ground. Because you didn't manage it again. That is too bad. That is one social malady. So it is too bad that even in home, what have you seen? Where will you not find conflict? Will soon come the hotel time failure. There's nowhere in offices and what have you. So there is a need for you to manage conflict at all times. That is that. Let's go. The approaches involve the participations of all stakeholders, including veterans, traditional leaders, religious leaders, women and youth of the community to achieve common goals of conflict resolution. Community security is a strategy that is implementing people-centered approach through engaging a wide range of civil society actors to identify root cause of conflict and violence and developing a coordinated response. Of course, for you to solve any conflict resolution, you must find the root cause. And why is it there? So you'll be able to solve it. Let's quickly go. Community security is a process focused on promoting a community-driven approach, understanding and providing security for the community. Now we are going to look at the following. The following concept will be examined in the course of this seminar. 1, community. 2, security. 3, conflict. 4, resolution. 5, veterans. 6, role. That is what we are going to examine now. My question again, what is a community? Look up here and look well. Your interest will be here because I've gone to the epicentric now. Now, epicentric, that is the form of the what matters most. Now, we look at the community in 2 ways. We have the German side and guest side. The German side, let me quickly go. Communities, according to Fernand, he constructed 2 types of community on the basis of the bonds that goes there together. 1, the German side. 2, the guest side. What is the German side? The German side constitutes a group of people associated together as a result of unity, rootedness, intimacy, and kinship typology. Village community should be taken as a good examples of German side community. That is good. When I went to University of Calabar, I studied a bachelor degree in community development from University of Calabar. I lifted this from there. Now the community there is, by German side there is this. A moment you have come, if every one of us, we came from a particular clan or village or town. At the end of the day, that place you will still go back there. That is your community called German side. And they have a common goals in order to protect their citizens there. Now, they have a kinship typology. You can be, so many of the retired men, officers and men, they have been heading their community as a leader at the end of the day. Now, that is called the one that is bounded by blood. You cannot even marry yourself. That is a community, man to man, woman to man, and what have you. That you cannot go there and commit anyhow, whatever. They know your father, they know your genealogical background. So that is a German side community. It's bounded by blood. That is a type of community I've said. Number 2 is community by German side. That connoted a group of people associated together as a result of unity. That's German side connotes a community as associated or friendship. It's characterized by formal and specific bond, dictated by self-interest. Example is a structured social institution. Now, example of that guest side there is this. Now, the barrack here is a community, but we have a different background. But that's a social structure. Not only here, it could be school, it could be a hospital, it could be military base, it could be industries and what have you. They came together to work for a purpose, and that is structure. That's why they have law. That's why they have all what have you, so that they can manage the place very well. I was very happy when the moderator was standing. He said, "I gave you 2 minutes to run with it." I said, "Yes, it's a community." If it is the where area boys are, where there is charlatans, there is no control. What are you saying? They will destroy the organization. But because it's a refined environment, this is a community that has a leader and has every parameter to rule. That is why that community must be well protected as well. So 2 types of community, take that one. Now the security, which we all know, is another part I told you. Now the security aspect is this. The state of being secure, freedom from fear and anxiety, take care of sense of safety or certainty. Now, that is community security strategy for veterans. Now, focusing, that is focusing your foreseeing issues beforehand. that is the community that is community security. You plan towards it, and not only that, you set goals. That means to say, to deal with the identified issues with aim to remove them. Of course, you must set goals. You must set plan. Why? Because he who failed to plan to do what? That under the prognostication. Is in the purpose, or when I talk about prognostication, it's foreseen future. Foreseen future. In fact, when I was in the Nigerian Navy, I said, if I discharge or leave the service, what will I be? What will I be again? And I started foreseeing my future. That what propelled me to go to school. And I went to school. As I'm talking to you now, I'm one of the protagonists in the place of work. If I'm coming, the seat I'm sitting is a rolling seat. The office is well electrified. And so many things, enjoyment is going on. In fact, I seem never to even leave this world again. Why? Because the social enjoyment has arrived. And then at this time, I was teaching them the other day that I am a pensioner. And the money is coming. This one is coming. And that is coming. What was? What the enjoyment? I don't want to die again. Because the enjoyment has happened. And then it's not ending days. 2 days ago, I applied again as a director to another place. Because that place is a jumbo place. I was able to go home with the homo bus or homo bus around. And not only will my wife will enjoy, my children will enjoy, my relation will enjoy, and all that and all that. And then I said, what on earth? So that there is a concept called allegory of a divided line. That will be reserved for the other class. This is when you talk about future. If you have started seeing enjoyment, you wouldn't like that. Believe me. And that is the allegory of a divided line. So that is that. So now we look at organization. You are arranging activities in such a way that the issues are dealt with directly, leading people to a particular way of directing, guiding behaviors towards it and remove the negative issues that may prompt it. You coordinate the organization, you ensure that activities are in harmony, controlling the people. This is a pillar that ensures that activities are carried out conform to the plan of what you have. Now we go on. The conduct yourself, that is another one. The conduct yourself with the honesty. We are looking at the principles and ethics of security. There are ways of doing it. That is the principle. The ethical revolutions. The ethic is talking about goodness. Goodness of things in life. That is ethics. And ethics, I was studying the philosophy textbook, more than 10 to 15 philosophy textbooks. Then I was running the PhD one. When I came to this ethics, I saw tears out of it. Why? Because it's talking about goodness. Talking about, for instance, how a number of people sitting down quietly, listening to me. Is that not good? That is ethics. That is goodness of things. You, as an individual who have been brought up in the academic or what have you, you are wider. Knowledge can help you to behave well, and that's called ethical evolution. Your balanced way. For example, what if I now come to this stage here with my wife, Rafa? How will you accept me in this one? And then I carry the Rafa and put one finger here. You say we are not here for that. But I return my shoes. I polished my shoes yesterday, ready to come to this organization. That is ethical evolution. That is behavior. The conduct, that is principle and ethics of security. Now the conduct, conduct myself with honesty and integrity. All these are big language when you talk about honesty, when you talk about integrity. All these are kind of ways, otherwise I would have speak to this particular one, but I will go on. And to adhere to the highest moral principle in the performance of my security duty, to be faithful, diligent, and dependable in discharging my duties, to uphold at all times, diligently and dependable in discharging my duty, and to uphold at all times the laws, policies, and procedures that protect the right of others too, that protect the right of others. These are called principles, ethics of security. Let's look at the quality of a good security professional, which you are, which I am. Number one, we look at the physical and mental fitness Of course, number two, we look at the honesty. Believe me, if you are here, all these are characters that they are proof of himself. So that is what I try, but I don't paraphrase and put them together. When we talk about physical and mental, if you are a bad man and they give you right, what will happen to the dead people? Then they are dangerous. So, but you must be mentally fit. Not only that, honesty. Because the people, you are like, in fact, when I saw a policeman, and 2 days ago I went to the police station to pay somebody, because I'm a lawyer as well. I know the law degree too. I'm a lawyer. So I went there to say something, and we went to court. And they were asking questions. The judge, they asked me, are you a lawyer? Of course, I said I'm a lawyer. He said, okay, what is the matter? I said, my lord, and we started the law language. What I'm trying to say is that when the language comes, you must be honest. You are not to cheat others. That is honesty. Because that is why every being that is something, we are looking at the qualities of what a good professional, security professional. Now, let me quickly run it down. Physical and mental fitness, honesty, self-discipline, courageous and intelligent. You must be intelligent. You must be also courageous. Because in the face of argument, you are running away, you are not a good security officer. That is not correct. Principle and ethic continue. Knowledge and skills and profession. I must have a knowledge. When we are reading my citation, I belong to so many professionals. Your degree alone is not enough. You must flow with a professional body. You must flow with professional body. I have about 8. I can't say I forget. I purposely learned some so that they will be shortening. There are professional bodies that will guide you, and then you will become better. That's why the courses we are doing. Within the day, I went for about 12 courses before I left. I went to India for other courses. I went to India in 1984. They went to train me as a security personnel, and we were 18 of us. And we came back in 1985. And then that word, knowledge has never escaped. Their knowledge is a semantic word. It flows with you. You cannot abort knowledge. You continue with it. So when in fact, like a place I went and applied for a job, they asked me a question because I invented the photocopy of the Indian course I went. The interviewer asked me a question. Have you been to India before? I said, yes, that is the instead of interviewing me, meaning that I have known better than him. And I said, yes, I have been to India when I was in Nigeria. He said, very good. That was how I got that appointment. So no certificate is waste. Even though I have PhD there, but they are looking at a second party to help them. What are they looking for at that time? They have gotten the military personnel to protect their company as well. They left the certificate alone and say that means they are secure because of the eventuals I want. So that is that. That is where the knowledge and skill of professionals is very important. Literacy, that's learning. You must have what is called mindedness, that is control yourself. Fear of God is paramount. You cannot go out of God. In every center of life, you must fear God. That is the principle and ethics of security. Now, what is conflict? If I may ask, you know, conflict is a very big order. If you want to define it, every one of you, because you have tested conflict at one point or the other, and you have said, give me your example. Give me your interest. What have you encountered in your life journey? And you start your own. I will start my own. But let's look at this one. Conflict where the concern of two people or parties appear to the world incompatible. Conflicts are inevitable part of life, but can be also managed. For example, conflict can happen in the place of work, with your family, with your friends, with your neighbors, with your masters, with even a community members. The way you handle this conflict can have a major impact on your success, your happiness, and your fulfillment in life. Of course, I've said that before. The way you handle it, and that is why. Now, what do we do? What is resolution? The act of finding out an answer to a solution to a conflict. That is the problem it can understand in which to stop what? Discrepancies among ahead for a common goal, an agreement not to disagree any longer. That is called resolution. You see, people are always, that is why one person must be able to give way so that there will be peace in that. And the other day I was also giving a lecture because as a protagonist, And that's the leader in the concept of learning. So you see that you continue referring to one point or the other. I would have referred to so many professors who gave me an ideological factor before I became my own. And then when you look at it carefully, Professor Denga said that even Professor Italia have mentioned that too. He mentions so many of these concepts here that you are going out to the world, and then look at how you are going to perform. If you use your charismatical tendency and carry Oboko out, believe me, people, you may not have a settled mind, but then you go and synchronize yourself to the orbit of how civils are living, and that is how you do for you, and you will be eating them. I look at my currently where I work, in the NAFRC company as the head of departments there, and the white man, I used to salute him. And that was why I got my promotion on and on. And then nobody has ever done that. But because of my background as well as a veteran, he says, good morning, sir. That is, and make him happy. Even though there must be a skillism, yet because of salutation alone, I find my way. That is common sense. What type of sense is that? What type of sense is that? That is common sense. In every ramification of life, apply common sense. Although we have 5 senses, quick time, you fail me. 5 senses, which you do. But the common sense is the fact about it, is the overriding part. Why? Because we want to get through that, and we are trying to discover. No, that means. Now let's look at veterans, the principle of ethic continuity. Now, who is a veteran? A veteran is a person who has significant experience, an expert in an occupation or field. A military veteran is a person who is no longer serving in armed forces. Now, who are the veterans? Veterans are first and foremost civilian and continue to be for the benefit to a wider society after retirement. That means the experiences you have. Now, as you have gathered the momentum of that veterans, that's all you have. Now you are going to use that knowledge for your community as well. Who are the veterans? Veterans are first and foremost civilian and continue to be for the benefit of the wider society. I'm taking that. Veterans are encouraged to maximize their potential as people and after retirement. So the maintenance of the potentiality, that is what you have. The training you have gotten, you need to continue with that. That will not be extinguished from you. Don't die like that. No, you shouldn't. Don't go there, because so many times I've seen some. After that, they thought that is the end of the day. No, that is not the. That is the springboard that will build you up to the greater heart. That is the veterans for you. The veterans are able to support when necessary through the public and work and voluntary sectors after retirement. So you can have a voluntary sector when you have retired, you'll be able to do so many things. There are so many things you can still do for the community. Some are teachers. I know Captain Ojo. He's a teacher currently. We are teaching together, and he's currently teaching, and they are paying him the good money. Why? He said he can be them to the bar section, and then when we came, I showed we are looking for music teachers. Trying to become international, and he's currently working. What a car he did find there, and then they feed them. And that place is very strong. It's a good school. It's a private school, but it's paid well. And that is veteran. This community is contributing. And that is the outbreak. For example, like my own case, I'm currently a lecturer in various schools, university, polytechnic, and what have you, where I was the head of NTR, National Teachers Institute in the whole country in Abuja. That time I was there. Yet I was still a principal of another school. I headed about 5 schools. All those ones were not there. And when that is, I'm contributing socially and otherwise to the community. Even after retirement, sometimes when I'm teaching, in the assembly hall, the teachers, I will ask them to come to attention. They went and told the owner of the state, you have brought a military man to come and train us here. When I say, attention, stand still. I say, what is that for? The young lady, if she has escaped, they don't know how to come to attention. He says, sir, how can we do it? I said, this is bring your leg in this man. And they are started teaching them in that way. That is the contribution to the society as well. Now, how does conflict resolution scheme apply to that situation? Are we together? Now, let's go on because of told you time, but I'm trying to maintain my time. Now, because as a teacher, I must not forfeit the time. I must not. Now, we look at how does conflict resolution skill apply to security. One, that is resolving conflict through communications and negotiation allows security personnel, that is veterans now, to minimize the risk of legal repercussions or litigation. A skilled approach to conflict management ensures that security personnel act within the law while maintaining the safety and security of that public. Now, conflict resolution skill promote effective communication and network between security personnel, that is veterans, which helps to de-escalating the dangerous situation by working together and sharing common information. That is what veterans ought to be doing because of, in order for the case will not be de-escalated. Now, we are looking at time and we are looking at this point. Now, before that, what are we going to do? Because we are looking at the conflict, we have tools for conflict analysis. We must have a tool to work well. That is tool for if you are a mechanic and you want to repair a car, what you have a spanner. Also, if you are an academia, what to do? You have your paper to present. Now, we are looking at the tool for conflict analysis. What are the two? I have called out two. One, the onions approach. Two, the triangle approach. These are all part of what you need to understand to solve the concept of conflict. One, reflecting the conflict analysis to provide insight and inform a way towards conflict resolution. We are going to look at the onions first. That means introducing two concept analysis here too. The onions and the conflict triangle to use the ideas of using either the two is to really understand the conflict first before trying to solve it. The onions and the triangle should be used as you start looking at solutions in order that a conflict may be solved properly. Because if a conflict is to be solved properly, I am using an analogy and a system, a tool to solve it now. So first of all, I say the onions model. Let me quickly bring the onions model there. Okay, this okay, the onions model. This okay, I'm reading from it. Now we look at the onion model. Now, the onion model is basically used an idea that layers of the conflict can be managed through onions process. Now, there are many types. For example, the dynamics to the conflict. Let me quickly summarize the onion. If you have the onions, the projections there so that you can see the onion. Okay, I'm supposed to see it here because there's a tutorial there. However, let me go on. The onion system has a basic factors here. One, the position, what we say. Number two, the interest. Number three, the need. Now, the onions has a layer. If you've seen the onion before, you know it's not when you have an onion that they want to cook and they started putting the onion straight. They will start losing the layers. It has a layer down to the core. That is the onion principle of analogies. Now, a problem has a first and foremost the causes of challenges that build that conflict. That is the first one. Yes, that is the first one. The pictorial is there now. You can see it. Now, that one, they call what we say we want. That is number one. Interest, number two. Need, number three. They call what we must want. Now, when we look at the problem at the surface level, we have not solve the problem yet. I'm just summarizing the onion instead of reading all through. That means you can get the soft copy of this through the path. Now, if a problem started, for example, I was lecturing in the class the other day. I said if a husband and wife had an altercation, a problem that resulted to physical fight, what is the first one? The husband, and the first one, in the first stage, there was something that happened that transacted in the night. It could be that the madam refused the other part of it in the night, and then the guy is not happy, and now 2 days, no more talking. 3 days, they are not talking. At the end of the day, the woman started singing obnoxious chorus that what is happening? If I like you, like me. If I don't like singing. And next thing, the husband is fasting for 1 week. they have not talked to each other. Then the last one is that, the final one is that maybe the man is back from work and they say, well, they're not talking, no food, go and eat, no. If you talk to me, it's slap, then they never come and separate. Now, if you are the one to judge that, where will you start your own from? Is it a fight or what? What is the cause of that? That is the only. The first one is that it was in the night that the woman refused of that particular, we call it in law, there is a position in law. We call it the conjugal right. The conjugal right. The right of a man and the right of a woman is called the conjugal right in law. You cannot deny your husband the other part, but you have denied him. And that is angry. It's no longer eating the food. And that is the only system. Now the fight, the devils gather to come and solve it. If he has not given the man the other side, the problem is solved. No. That is the honor principle. You want the architect. It's not only that using that as a frame of reference. What about the finish? What about the land issues? And so many. So what about the promotion you deny somebody for over the years? And then he's looking married and he's being frustrated. And he said his behavior is really hard. But you know the consequence of it. That is the architect. That is the onion principles there. Now we look at the triangle, the onion. That is the summary of the onion. If you read down, you see that the point there is that first of all, lose the problem from the core before you go further, or else you may not solve the problem as it should be. Let us look at the triangle part of it. The triangle part of the triangle approach is for this one. Now, when we look at the triangle, I told you the two parts. Triangle approach. The first one is behavior, two is attitude, third is that is context. The context, the behavior, they are looking at this point so that you can use it as a way or a tool or a method or an approach to solve conflict in a society, including yourself. You could use that to guide yourself through. That's why I say, for instance, now the triangle system number one is behavior. Look up here, everyone. If you have offended me and then you say sorry, and I look at you, that the level you look at me, I think you go down with me. I will say, okay, you can go. But if you offended me and you march now, you are going, and I say, what happened? You say, you are an idiot. Will I let you go? That is behavior. It's behavioral tendencies. That happens to me in the University of Calabar doing my master's degree in applied physics. I wanted to go for it. I got to MSc and then the degree in applied physics. I went to my HOD to get my project work. The way he banged the door against me, I was caught on my back, surprised. I went back. And I was in the Navy at that time too. I said, this man, I'll go and show you pepper to me. If I go and show you pepper, will I be a graduate? That is behavioral tendency. I went and sat at the corridor somewhere, I started praying and meditating. Oh yes, and that if I go there, that they would have expelled me. That is position, that is called behavior. In any conflict resolution, triangle part. Number two is the attitude. The attitude also matters. Your party is here, my party is here, and they are talking and you are standing up and throwing water to this and this one throwing water to this. Can that problem be solved? No. The context there is that we have a land issue and the two community has come. Now, the leader they want to speak. My own leader, and I saw he said, who made the leader? You are a thief. Get out, you cannot. We will never solve that problem. That is a triangle. What I said here, behavior cannot. Let me read it. The conflict triangles here is a tool to help analysis the basic element of the conflict situation by placing them in a triangular relation, where each element influenced and is influenced by the others. It is the simplified method of Joachim's thinking on the relationship between conflict, violence, and peace, helping us to analyze factors relating to attitude, behavior, and context for each of the major parties involved. That is why the triangle part must be definitely dealt with. I thought number one, that is according to John's conflict theories and what? Three triangles there, components and which we related to each of it. Number one, attitude. Number two, behavior. Number three, context. That is the part we are going to examine. Number one is attitude. I have a book called Attitude is Everything. That book, I don't know how many of you have it there. If you want it, I can give it to you. Attitude is everything. Whatever you are going to achieve in this world, in this present world, attitude matters. Attitude matters to your seniors, to whoever, not only your seniors, to your colleagues. Attitude matters. For example, attitude refers to the psychological state of the people involved in the conflict state. They include the parties' perceptions and misperceptions of each other and of themselves. What is perception? What is misperception? I'm saying something you have not had yet, and you are throwing stones on me already. You have not had, that is attitude. Now, not only is a psychological state of people, psychological state of people, that is what attitude belongs. As the opposing parties are tending to, that is to develop negative stereotype of each other, that is that. They include feeling and belief and other influenced by emotion, such as fear, distrust, apathy, anger. Sometimes attitude can be regarded as a source of life, as a source of conflict, of course, or as an escalator is exacerbating factors. When I talk about exacerbate, means increasing the tempo of argument or fight. That is called exacerbate. Now you could exacerbate the factor for both conflict as well. In situations and conflict behavior, fears, prejudice, and assumptions can bring about conflict behaviors as a rational, that is as a reaction to that. What about the behavior? What about the behavior? Now, behavior, like I said, refers to the actual behavior of the opposing parties resulting from their real or perceived mutually and incompatible goals. That is behavior. Behavior is very important, and from their attempt to achieve those goals. Now, they are the actions undertaken by the parties aimed at affecting the opposing party with what? Intention to make that opponent abandon or modify their own goals. That is behavior. For example, now, if your opponent says, sit down, when your voice alone or your vocal voice is higher than this one is a lion. So you put fears onto that. That means you will stop talking. That is called attitude. And that is why, in any moment, a time you are trying to solve a conflict in the community about anywhere, your voice will be in the consonant, the agreement with opponent. Don't speak ahead or what have you. But I know most often than not, because of a culturalizational principle. A culturalizational principle of a veteran, a soldier, or a retired military veteran, they are already trained. Their voice is not a cheap voice. There was a staff sergeant I saw in the park, and they wanted to collect money from the cashier. He marched straight as if he was a parade ground. As he got to that place, he said, my friend, give me my money. What are you wasting time for? Everybody said, hey, this is a soldier in the war. They didn't need to tell him why. Because of he is not a gentility individual. Because the voice alone, the vocal is called a cultural, he's trained already on how maybe he's a gunner or parade commander, but he's now taking it to the back for a second. And then you say, what are we going to do at this time? The woman, before you know it, he said, sir, you can take your money and go. She was afraid. So he didn't know the next one that we don't there. Because from one state to another. Because the voice, that's attitude. When somebody is shouting beyond the limit, don't you know you need to scale for your life? Or else you go in for it. And that is called attitude. Now, the context they are referring to the underlying concept, the underlying conflict solution, including the real or perceived incompatibility of a goal between the conflict side. Now, this may come from a contradiction defined by the two parties. Their interest, of course, their interest matters because, in the judicial parameter, if you defend your case beyond the reasonable doubt, then you can win the case. But if you are not able, that is the context of it, is that he slapped me, so I have to do all slap back. No, that is not. That would result to two fighting. But then there's a case. Not that you kill somebody, you are guilty. Not like that. if you know, the concept is many. Now, it's not because they kill the person. What is the reason for the killing? And it could be out of what? Out of what? You will come back to the graduate session. I was going to teach you the criminal law and law of everything. Out of provocation. When you kill someone out of provocation, you are free. They can risk manslaughter because you are provoked. The chief judge, he stopped that. So let me not go because I'm not teaching them. No, maybe you've gone to the graduate specialist to get that in there. Now, you see, out of provocation. Of course, but the provocation, it shouldn't be more than 5-10 minutes. If you come immediately again and kill that person, of course you are gone. That is murder. So all the limits are maintained and putting the ambit of law. So that is that. So what is the contents of this? That is what we are saying. Now the conflict triangle can be used as a tool to analyze the conflict as a dynamic process in which the structures of content, attitude and behavior constantly change and reflects each. But furthermore, since the conflict triangle focuses on the parties' perceptions separately, it is highly recommended to analyze a multi-party conflict. A multi-party conflict, that is like in case a multi-party conflict like all these political and what have you. You can use it there in your corridors to idealize that and put yourself in a sound footing. Because knowledge is power. A moment you come and you are idealistically using that concept and tools that you are projecting, and before the parties there, they will understand that you are from a crucible, you are from a better state of mind. That is that. Now we look at the ideas using either truth is really understand a conflict first before trying to solve it. That is the idea between the two truths. You understand the conflict first before you started applying the truth. Now the onions and the triangle can be used to analyze before you start looking at solutions to that conflict. Without having a clear ideas of dynamics and an effect, conflict may not be solved. If you don't have the dynamics of whatever happens, it might not be solved easily. Why? Because every party wants to have the balanced state of mind before they will let go, or else they will not take it. Now we'll go further, the roles of veterans in community security service. What are the roles? I'm going to spell them the roles out carefully, and so that you'll be able to get the role properly. Number one, roles, the positions or purpose and someone's or sometimes has in the situation, organization, society, or relationship. Veterans play the following role in community service, security service. Prevention of crime against life and property. That is role number one. That is preventing, that is preservation rather, preservation of good like others. That is provide security for the people, provide support to the civil authority, vigilance, support of the useful information to security agencies, remain law-abiding, display patriotism, working with other community members to maintain peace. Role of veterans in community are so enlarged. Why? Because they have so many roles. Where it could be a head of a vigilante group, or you could better still become a leader within that circle of community anywhere. Why? Because you are an experienced person who have retired or who is there, and you have all this training. Recently, a man came from the UK, and yesterday we had a meeting on the Zoom, and he got an appointment with Chevron, and he wanted me to go and deliver that lecture. And we are four of us, myself, Alasisi, and one from Abuja, one from Port. We conveyed that Chevron. What? He said he knew that we are looking to all of us that are retired military personnel. And he won the contract of a security contract in Chevron. He doesn't have the idea, but he has a very powerful people in the top there. So they gave him that contract. Now he's looking for people. Behold, he saw me, and he said, I said, it's not land. I am going to be there. In as much you are ready to pay. He said, whatever. If underline whatever. A night, I'm telling you, at Chevron, we went to, that is, not that's that local government, that is this resort. This resort there, after Lekki, after Ajah, license, a resort center there. There's a resort that we went a night, there is almost 800,000 in the chapter. And we spent 1 week. Because of that, I wrote a letter to my company that I'm coming for a few days. Give me permission first. I went there and made, for that 4 days. Do you know what I got from them? Almost $1 million. Just, I'm telling you facts. Why? Because he said he looked for retired officers, he looked for security, military men who are retired to come and deliver. It wasn't too hard. I would have magnified that just just 2 hours a day for 4 days. I had almost $1 million. Not others got their own too. And apart from that, yesterday he said he has gotten another contract with another oil company that we have used us. We should try. Now, is that not services? If I start to decide, you give my part, I give your part. Is that not success somewhere? And that is where a veteran will use. That is what I'm saying here. It is not a paperwork only. You will get the benefit of your services somewhere. At the end of the day, I'm already on, and I want you to join me when you are done. And then we connect ourselves. That is what, like I outlined or I operated on this app. What are the roles? These are it. Some are teachers there, some are engineers there, and some what are they? And the man that came from Port Harcourt is also, I think it's a wild cluster, yes, a wild cluster retired. And because of that, if you see when he came with his car, all of us packed our car. He said, these people. And then the hotel we had, he said, who are those people? They said, they are okay. When we move, they said, these are retired veterans, and they respected us high again. That means another feather has gone, not academic again. And we are moving like an oscillatory motion. You know what oscillator means? That is dancing and we are happy. Not because we are retired, not that we have paper we are saying. But when we came to the hall of knowledge, come and see the grammar there. And then you saw that the people were happy. They have given that man again. They wrote a report back. They see us and what have you. Out of when we are lecture and when the material we gave them and so on. It took me almost a month plus to prepare for that. And the material is already given to them in 4 batches. So what am I saying? Your knowledge is that is the role of veterans in community security service. Not only that, you will contribute that I say, prevention of that is the role. Supply useful information to security agents, remain law-abiding, display patriotism, work with other community members to maintain the roles of veterans continue. Now, the prevention of havoc or unnecessary hardship in the community, they are trained how to prevent robbery, burglaries, and other crimes will help work to maintain or avert hardship and sorrows such incidents could have bring to the individuals or to the community. Prevention of good order, veterans leading armed forces with a resilience and awareness to maintain law abiding in the civil life. Provide security for the people. Generally, veterans ensure and guarantee the safety of community infrastructures, facilities, and persons. Provide support to civil authorities. This is an organized group of neighborhoods who look out for each other's property, report suspicious activities to others so that they maintain peace and organize security in that place, work together for the and deter crimes in the community. Vigilance. Vigilance on that is community security duty has to alert, diligent and observant with watchfulness against a miscreant. A miscreant are those set of people that have a lot of evil within this community, and you need to have a knowledge of that. Now, not only that, supply of useful information to security agencies. Current relevant set of security information include the confidentialities, integrities, availability, privacy, authenticities, trustworthiness, and auditability. That means what you are giving is not free, and you are trying to protect your people or beyond that, the community. display patriotism, a feeling of love, devotions, and a sense of attachment, commitment to the country's, nations, or state at large. Now, if you are to do that one, what must you do? Number one, you must not be an attitude of a nonchalant. That is why I want to quickly run down, because I told us before. Because at the end of the day, when in the controls lecture centers, when you're sitting in literal, which is 30, 40 minutes, 1 hour, because of, I have mentioned that before, maybe you've forgotten, that is econometric power. You'll be able to get up, I do give them break, and so on. So in the shortest time, I'm going to round up. But just give me a maximum attention in the shortest time, I'm going to round up, so that you can have freedom from academic chamber, so that you can get your best today. Now, we look at the display of patriotism. Now, number one, example of patriotism, you must obey the law, respect authority, contribute to the society and community performance, civil duties, love his or her country, that is country, trustworthiness and honesty, moral courage, tolerance and accountability. That is what you are supposed to perform, even after performing while performing your security duty or maintaining the security duty in the community. Peacemakers in the community, promote of community development, veterans help in creating enabling environment, insecurity, prevent economic and political development. As a veterans who understand security management, we prevent acts that can slow down community growth and what? Development. Community growth and development. Why? Well, because I put it down here. Why is security important in community? Number one, security in community is important one to contribute to stability, social cohesion, overall well-being of the resident, create an environment conducive for economic and social activities to grow. Yes, how do we do it? One, we have to install that is how to do it, and give you the answer very soon. Now, we look at the peace, tranquility, having necessary information about how someone can protect himself, families and property will go a long way in bringing peace to individual and the community at large. Prevention of losses of precious life, they enable community members to stay alive, to contribute their quotas to the development of the society. Insecurity causes waste or precious life, of course, which you know. The precious life, insecurity will not allow it to work. For example, I told my class the other day that now that I am enjoying my pension, I'm enjoying here and enjoying here, I don't want to die now. So, at this point, if you ask me to die now, my spirit will get up. Why? For example, they have just increased minimum wage, and the armed forces retire, I think I have. They are going to increase my own too. In fact, they have told us that our money is going to be big. Now we should prepare to go home with heavy money. Then this is the time that I want to die. No, I shouldn't die, but more money is coming, and then I'm going to die. My pension, of course, they always pay us, even I don't know that area that those who are serving. Because the money comes off, I'm eating the last one too. I'm still preparing for September month now. I told my wife to get ready for a new one so that we buy it. At the end of the day, money will be coming. And this one, that is what a precious life. What am I saying? You are really going to eat the fruit of your labor at this time. Not like I told my friend that we left together. He said, this money they are giving us, it's like they are dashing us. I left the service 22 years ago as I'm standing, 22 years ago. That's what I did. Any time they take, I will never make a mistake since 22 years ago. No know that they are forsaking me. So when he said, it's like they are dashing on this money, I said, you forgot the day we talked at the parade ground the other day when they were punishing us. He said, we have shown our services, and that's why they are giving up. We have veterans. We thank God. We give any time for that. Because the money comes, the alert just comes. Alert just comes. And I'm not working. If I like, I see that. And alert comes. So, what they want, what the man, it just comes like that. And it's not a small amount of money. It's above civil service and salary. It's not about easy, especially when your rank is above master and anybody at all. But then, as for sergeants, it's not. It's not that it's normal. And then you keep on enjoying like that. So, is that a position you should leave the world? No, you will not die young. None of you will die young. You will not die young. You are going to live and enjoy your labor. Because you have labored enough. And that is why. Finally, on that note, I want to quickly say here that we have about the benefit of services onto that venture. What are the benefits? Now, benefit number one, benefit of security service in a community. There are so many benefits you will gain. The following are the outline of the benefits you will gain from the service, like benefit of security service in the community. Number one, there will be peace for everybody. You have a peace, there will be development for you and for others. There will be investment, people will come to your environment. Not only investment, there will be increase in finance. There is also connection. The connections there. Let's look up here. The chevron I went to, it was one of the class that I taught in Armed Forces, the Armed Forces Resettlement Center here. A student like you that connected brother in UK, that he has a professor that can deliver. Do you see connection? And he called his brother. The brother called me from UK. And I picked him. He said, are you Mr. So? As I talk with you now, we are schematically become friends. And he is an echelon, winning contract here and there. And I become another man that is using. And that is connection. That is connection. So at the end of the day, while you do your own job faithfully in the community, you may have connection. And that will bring more money and better enjoyment for your life. Of course, you should know that more money speaks when it comes in. Not only connection, crime-free, freedom from movement, good government policies, respect to others, good leadership. We are looking at the benefit of security service in the community. Living without fear, well-organized security system, strong government institution, good health system, good education system, well-organized farming system. All these are part of the benefit you are going to derive at the end of the day if there is a peace in the community. Now, there is a cutting edge, we call it cross-cutting benefit for security service in the community among the veterans. What is cutting? That is cross-cutting benefit. Yes, cross-cutting benefit. Now, we look at cross-cutting benefit for security service in the community among veterans. One, veterans often receive support from many different organizations across public, private, and even the charitable sectors. Two, veterans are able to build a healthy relationship and integrate into their work community. Three, veterans enter appropriate employment and can even continue to enhance their work career throughout their working life. That means to say you could be employed again and still work like I am doing. So that is the benefit, that is the cross-cutting benefit. Not only that, veterans leave the armed forces with a sufficient education, awareness, and skill to be self-supporting and also resilient. That means all the trainings and the courses you have attended, they are not just a waste. They are going to be useful for you and for the community as well. Veterans enjoy a state of positive physical and mental health and also well-being, enable them to contribute to a wider aspect of society. Of course, if you are not doing anything at all, it's very dangerous. So by the time you are working, not that they pay you to heaven and earth, but then you are still going to be living in a healthy state. That is that. They are not sleeping anyhow. So that is also part of the cross-cutting benefit. Finally, veterans leave the armed forces with the resilience and awareness to remain law-abiding and a citizen, whereby you continue to be a law-abiding citizen. Conclusion to this matter. You know, whatever goes up must come down according to the law of gravitational force. And of course, I did that, and that is the law of gravitational force. When I throw object in the upper part, it will come down. But that law has been Tuesday, when you go after the troposphere or the troposphere or the ionosphere, all these are ground. When you go beyond this place, if you throw something up, it doesn't come down again. That is another law that you need to understand. That is beyond the edge here. You go beyond that, but they have the ionosphere. So that's that concept there. I knew that when I had a master in applied physics. So that, of course, I was the HOD physics in talking in Abuja. So many times I contributed. Whenever I'm on the stage, like teaching the young ones at the differentiation and integrational function, the white people will regard and say, what is this? I said, that is this. Now your forefather punished me for punishing my teacher. Now I go back. All the people in the class, they were white. I said, we will punish you like that. I didn't tell them. I say integrate from 0 to infinity. And then put parameters, say what? I said, do it fast so that I can. That was the topic I taught there. I was the head of physics there. And in fact, Thomas, at the end of the day, another group came and brought me off and I went away from there. So gentlemen, whatever goes off contact, I'm now going to conclude my lecture so far. I told you I have a time limit. In conclusion, community security and conflict resolution, the roles of veterans, has been the discussions indices in this seminar aimed at broadening the knowledge of veterans on their important role in national security. It is recognized of the roles of veterans can play in the community security service that can bring cross-cutting benefit to both veterans and the community members. Greater freedom, increase individuals and collective pride in itself and community health and more interdependent community for national growth. That is the conclusion of my lecture so far. If there is any, of course there should be, if there is any question to deliberate on, I am here to be able to give you answers so that I can maintain my time. If there is any question so far. Thank you very much. God bless. Please, let's put our hands together once again. We are just listening to the lecture, and it was very rich, educative, and the lecturer himself is a record of book. It is now time for question and answer. And because we have limited time, we take only one question from each section. This is because some of us are already with the course. So if you have personal questions or many questions, we need to do one and then you ask them thereafter. And we are aware that the department is but no one to increase the time in order to avoid all the thank you very much. From here, okay. And from here. Yes.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm MW Isaiah. In our own dispensation now, that insecurity has become as a business. Sometimes someone carries information to security operatives, and your name is being showcased to the criminals. How do you go about that?
Thank you. This row.
I'm Master Dr. Joseph Abiodun. My question is this: on this triangular approach, I can see attitude and behavior here. Please, what is the difference between the attitude and behavior?
Thank you.
Next row.
I am one of the Sanga. Our question is, we want to use the honor approach of conflict resolution. And in the two conflicting parties, if they could not tell you the core layer, is there any approach to use in resolving that conflict? Because without the core layer, I don't think the conflict, somebody who is standing either as an arbitrator can get to the root of the conflict to resolve. So if they did not tell you the core layer, how will you get the conflict resolved?
Next row. Nobody, sir.
Okay, thank you very much for the questions. Now that the first question was, if your name is taken to criminal, and what will you do in case you give information and your name is taken to criminal? If I'm right, just pardon me. You see, that is what they call the law of evidence. The law of evidence says that if and only if it is proved that you are not there, you are not there. Why do they have it? Because one, they can mention you, even in the bank, anywhere where you fill form, your name is everywhere. But at that particular time, what were they using? What if you send a message to so many places and your name is everywhere and they are using your name? That's why in everywhere you go, for instance, you will need to be very careful with your identity card. Because if a criminal pick your ID card and rob and deposit it there, you are the one to be. Because you need to, a moment your ID card gets lost, what do you do? I think you represent the police. You report to the police, either military police in the armed forces or even civil police. So date, so that. They record it. When there is a case against you that you went and robbed their ID card friend, of course, you say, so there, you will be exonerated. So it is not in the concept of law of evidence matters in every criminal's cases. Because if your name is taken to criminal point and they are asking you, you are the one that said it. No, you will be exonerated. Is that clear to you? Now let's go to the second one. What is the difference between attitude and behavior? Attitude and behavior. Now, attitude is talking about actions. For example, if I see my superior and then I throw away my face as if I did not see him, that is become attitude. That is become attitude. Now, the behavior here, that is, I'm talking about just to direct my answer to you first. Now, attitude is something that continues to flow. Anytime you see the person, you don't throw your face. You just throw your face. And then you don't like the person. That's become your attitude. And now, even in a public place, your attitude, you like to stand up instead of sitting down. And the people say, sit down. You say, no, I like to stand up. That is attitude. Attitude continues to follow. Behavior changes. Behavior is this. When you can learn a behavior, for example, somebody the way somebody put on his trouser, and you like that trouser. So what you do now is that by next week I'm going to buy the same trouser from the market. That behavior has been transposed into you. That means the way you walk is how you are walking. That is behavior now. A behavior can be learned from people. For instance, if anybody got like, you are not a soldier, but you are always in the barrack, as I have had so many soldiers. That is the way the people who are not even in the soldiers, but they are in the barrack, they go outside and behave like what? Like a soldier. Let's come here. At the end of the day, ask him, are you a soldier? He cannot say yes or no, because if he says yes and it's caught, what is that? Is that not impersonation? But he behaves like a soldier. But it's not a soldier. That is the behavior. But attitude follow you from cradle to death. That is from cradle to tomb. That is attitude. Attitude is very difficult to even change attitude. But behavior can be changed. Are you getting what I'm saying? So that is between that two. Now the last one is if the two parties say you don't know the onion principle of solving and they concealed it. That means you want to resolve a case and they are concealing it. They don't want. The final analysis there is that if they want to conceal it and they don't want to come out with the major causes of the conflict, that means you go for a litigation. You go for a litigation. Is that clear to you? Now, the fact, because no case that can never be solved. There's no case that can never be solved. Because at the end of the day, say, well, let's go to court now. The judge there, who is a learned judge, will try your case and give the answer to you. Thank you very much.
Those responses we have come to the end of the question and answer session. I shall now invite the commanding officer training battalion, Lieutenant Colonel NAFRC, PhD, for the summer. Sir.
I need to collect the camera in the back.
The resource person, officers, participants, thank you for listening to our lecturer. What I like about the lecturer is he is one of us, a retired personnel coming as a resource person to deliver a lecture to pre-discharging personnel. Highly commendable. That's mean it's possible for one of us to be like him. Have you?
Yes, sir.
He's seen as a role model, sure, for some of us seated here, but he didn't just come to this level like that. He acquired the knowledge and also packaged himself, reactivated all the contacts he made while in service. Otherwise, he wouldn't have been here. You may acquire the knowledge, have all the qualifications and the experiences, but if you do not package yourself and do not have the links, the contact, you may not stand before anybody as a resource person. So, before going into the knowledge he communicated to us, let's have takeaway from him. The communications in terms of the knowledge he transferred to us was perfect, and also the way he packaged himself are related well with the people here that invited him to stand before you. So what you have to take here is, many of us are having qualifications, knowledgeable. Do we package ourselves? We need to ask questions. How do we put up our CVs? Where do we take it? What are those links, contacts, platforms that we will market ourselves? These are fundamental questions for some of us that have an intention to be like him. Maybe before he leaves this environment, we can have his contact, and he should be our consultant in that regard. I say, sir, thank you for coming not just to deliver a lecture, but to serve as a role model for some of us here. Going by the content of the lecture is about conflict resolution. How do we resolve conflicts? Conflict has been part of human existence. Over the years, thousands of years, there were conflicts between individuals, between communities, between states, countries. Abi, how do we resolve it? A lot of methods he explained to all of us. All those methods, processes, strategies that he communicated to us are very, very important now that very soon we will be in different communities where we will serve not just as the common saying, old soldier or retired soldier. We will also be seen as consultants. Once the community members hears that you were in the military, they will be coming to you for one thing or the other. As you may be aware now, every other state community you find yourself, a lot of security arrangements are there. Vigilantes are hired. Some community members themselves do carry out patrol. Even states now hire community police to fight bandits. So you may be approached either to use your experience to settle disputes or be actively involved. But what he communicated to you is where you will use what? Experiences to settle dispute, not for you to participate actively. Because once you are hard, old soldier, you will be approached to lead a team. First, look at yourself. You are no longer a young person to lead that particular team, except if you are being employed to only use the experiences you gathered while in the job. There are a lot of methods. Alternative dispute resolution is there, mediation is there to settle dispute. So many methods I had to explain. Put them into use is something, as I said, is part of the human existence to continue to come across one dispute or the other that will require experiences to settle it once and for all. On this note, I say a big thank you to the resource person. The lecture in the Libert will really serve as a reminder and surely stimulated the residual knowledge of all of us here, not just the participants, and it will remain with us. I say a big thank you to you, sir, and well done.
Thank you very much, sir. It's actually correct. He said, market, now the place where they buy and sell. Is it correct? My HOD said something about you writing the exam, so this is a big walla. Market, you come out to the exam. Actually, this question. A market is a place where goods and services are either bought or sold. Am I correct? It is a place, that means it has a name. It is a place, that means it has an address. the Ankara from Contemporary. We have markets like Go for One Way, where you can buy veil or Okanka. People come from different states for that. Do you understand? Please, I am impressing your whole state. Tell us your state and the popular market in your state.
I'm from Kaduna State. My name is FW Abiodun. I'm from Kaduna State. We have Central Market. They sell commodities here.
Thank you very much, sir. So that's that. Do we understand what a market is now? Do we understand what a market is now? Thank you very much. So now let's talk about our main topic today. Marketing. So what's the first thing that comes to your mind when you hear that word? Marketing. What's the first thing that comes to your mind when you hear the word marketing? That is market. Where you purchase your food items, market. Marketing is different from market. Thank you, sir. Moses.
My name is Saul. When you hear the word market, it's as most of the process of where it's kept to where it goes to the end user. Now you are producing, I want to sell. So now that I have to make something that will enable people to know that I want to give this thing out to receive money. So that process of trying to see how I will advertise, how I get people to know that I'm producing this to get money is called marketing.
Thank you very much. One NAFRC for him. One NAFRC is not loud. What is going on? It's too early now. One NAFRC is not loud, but one NAFRC for him again. Thank you very much. So, marketing. Next slide, please. Marketing is the activity and process for creating, communicating, delivering, and the exchanging of goods and services that have value for customers, clients, partners, and society at large. Do we understand? Okay, the next slide will make us understand more. So, this is it. Marketing is like telling a story. Imagine you had a great story, which is your product. Imagine I come to you now, and I tell you my name, where I live, what I do for a living, things that I like and things that I don't like. This is me not telling you things about myself. Why do you think I'm telling you things about myself? So that you know me, isn't it? So that you know me. So the same thing with marketing. You have your product. You are now creating awareness concerning that product. You are telling people about your product so that people will know your product. That is what marketing is all about. Creating awareness. Letting people know about your product is what marketing is all about. Do we understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Do we understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Can I move on? Okay, next slide, please. So, marketing means now you want to market your product. There are some rules and regulations that comes with it. Just like you want to cook a pot of soup. Let's assume you want to cook a pot of egusi soup now. Can you just present that egusi soup and say, okay, you are done? Can you just present that egusi soup and say you are done? No. Good. There are some things you need to add to that egusi soup for you to make it edible. Things like what? Things like what? And what? in marketing needs, you have the 7 P's. Even though they say there are more than that, for this particular class today, we'll be talking about the 7 P's of marketing needs. The number one 7 P's of the marketing needs is our product. If you don't have a product, you have a marketing. There's a reason why it's number 1 on that list. If you don't have a product, what will you market? You must have a product. Let's assume I have this now. I just come to you and I said, I am selling so and so. In your mind, where is the thing that she's selling? Abi, you'll be asking. She has been talking about this product. So where is the product? All of you want to see the product, isn't it? So that's what a product is talking about. And now you have your product and you are showing people. The next question on people's mind is, how much? Madam, this your shoe is very fine. We like it. How much will they sell it? And that is why we have price as the number 1 of the 7 P's. Do you understand? Do we understand? Now you have your product. It has a price. The next question is, where can we buy this product of yours? And that's what leads us to what? Place. We just talk about market now. That is where we take our product. When people come to the market to buy your product, we tell them the price. Okay, that's why we're talking about place. Now you have your product, you have the price, you have the place that people will come and buy. The next thing is promotion. How do I make sure that this product of mine that has a price, that has a place, is well known by people? How do I make sure that it's not only the people that I know that only know about this my product? That is where promotion comes in. Then you have your product, you have the price, you have the place that they can buy it, you're already promoting it. Who are you promoting it to? Who are you promoting it to? That is why we have people. Without people, will I promote my product to animals? Will I go to the wall and stand up and say, "What? See my product"? There must be people involved. Very, very important. Now, process. What this process is talking about is, since you have your product, it has a price. There's a place you are buying it, you are promoting it to people. What are the process? Process here means, how will this product get to me? What will you do to make it seamless for people to come back for more? What are your mode of, delivery? Are you using Uber? Are you using the what's the name of the other bike? Riders. Thank you, sir. The last one on the list, but not the least, the last one on the list, but not the least, is the physical evidence. Now they have brought your product that has a price, with a place, a promotion, and people are buying it and has all the process. After buying the product, physical evidence here is talking about, will they come back for more? Is it of good quality? The owner of that product, what kind of character does she have? Don't sleep in my class, so I don't want to call you old man. I did not call you old man. As a matter of fact, it's too early to be sleeping. So wake up, wake up. Do you understand the physical evidence now? Next slide, please. So we have types of marketing. The number 1 on the list is digital marketing. You see, these days, you can stay in the comfort of your bedroom and be making millions. Do you agree with me? Yes. Through what?
Marketing.
Don't worry, sir. Through what? Through the internet, through e-marketing. You can stay in your room and be communicating with the whole about how he wants to do business of stockfish and all of that. And I now advise him that, okay, you see this your stockfish. You can package it very well. You package, all you need is a good internet facility, a good camera, package it and put it on social media. You don't know who sees it. Do you understand? You don't know how far that stockfish is. Before you know people from abroad, just make sure that your stockfish is very good. It takes only one person to test that particular stockfish, and it will go around. That is how marketing is all about. By the time you buy my product now, you like it. Once you introduce me to another person, so before you know it now, I don't know that. Do you understand? So, digital marketing, this involves marketing products or services using digital technologies, mainly on the internet, but also including mobile phones, display, advertising, and any other digital medium. Examples, billboard. We all know what billboard is now. None of us is that man who come from village one time like that, enter city. And so you can see billboard like displaying all manner of products. This man forget to stand for one place, was now wondering, wait, how person will come one can big TV for outside? Which kind of city is this? If you like say this is my joke, right? I know it laugh. customers to purchase products, it always involves pushing the product through various channels to make sure it is highly visible. Example, Obrika sellers. Obrika sellers. I used to pity their neighbors, those ones that sell around them if you enter market. And be creating all manner of noise for people. All because they want to. What is good when you have the power? All because they want to sell their what? Products. All because they want to market their what? Products. Do we understand? Yes. Next slide, please. We have the influencer marketing. Influencer marketing. This involves using celebrities to market your product. But definitely there's a level your business will get to before you use popular celebrities, isn't it? There's a level your business will get to. If you want to make your market sell, there's a level you get to before you get people like Davido, people like Victor Osimhen, one of my favorite Nigerian footballers, Funke, how is that one? Whiskey. If today they don't wear one cap, the market one cap like this. If my people in Abba will you know why? Because we may not be able to afford that one and the place wearing. But because the fact that they don't want that particular cap, Abba people go and produce it. And we buy it. We don't go buy it. I'm very wonderful. Are you feeling it? That's why I want to do it in such a way that you can buy it. If you want that the video is ready now, it's thousands of money. I want to do it and sell it for you. 10,000 or 5,000 or 2,000, depending on your own level. You understand? So, this type of marketing involves endorsement and product placement from influencers. People and organizations who have a purported expert level of knowledge or social influence in their field, e.g. using the likes of J.J. Okocha. Which advert did Okocha know? Which other celebrity can we talk about? One woman or he did what? Speak new. Next slide, please. Do we understand this one now? Yes. We have the video marketing. Just as the name implies. Video marketing involves creating and sharing videos to promote products, services, or brands. As I'm standing now and they are videoing you, by the time I start talking about what I am selling, and people see it, and I'm showing my product, that is what? That is what? People on this side are simple. So what do you understand by video marketing? What do you understand by video marketing? What I am saying? This is one of the things that I do for a living. You see this my jollof rice. If you eat this jollof rice, you forget all the jollof rice you are eating. needs and wants. Things that I must have and things that I want. Next slide, please. Understanding the customer and consumer behavior. Customer segmentation. Now, this point, everybody eats food. Was there everybody that eats all kinds of food?
No.
Everybody drinks water. Was there anybody that drinks all kinds of water? There are, if I want to market my food now, let me go like to the hospital. I want to go and sell food. Will I carry anyhow food to the hospital and go and sell market there? There are particular food that the doctor will prescribe for you to eat, isn't it? Eh? Even water, these days people don't drink pure water, they don't drink anyhow water, they drink less water. Not because they want to drink less water, but because of their one health challenge or the other. People that I think they see people that are AA, they don't drink anyhow water or something like that. Do you understand? So customer segmentation. Segmentation is the practice of dividing a customer base into groups of individuals that are similar in specific ways, relevant to marketing, such as age, gender, interest, spending habits. Take for instance now, I want to sell places like Zamfara, things like hijab and hijab and jalabia and things like that will sell more in Zamfara than this part of Nigeria, isn't it? Because they wear more of hijab here now. Places like Jos now, what do you think we sell in Jos? Because the weather is extremely cold. The kind of jacket that they wear in Jos, you cannot wear it in Lagos. If you wear ram, actually don't feel your head in that. So that's what customer segmentation is talking about. Next slide, please. Branding. I like this. Branding. In marketing, branding is the process of giving a product or service a unique and identifiable identity. All of them at a special place of God are going into one business or the other time, isn't it? That is why I write your visibilities. Now, some of you are coming to us, you are bringing your visibility report, and then there's a space where you're supposed to write the name of, give your business name, to bring it blank. It's not our duty to give you the name that you want to give your business. So you're supposed to fill that part. You come up with a name that will, attract, that will make people to remember. Take for instance, anywhere you see that logo, the first one there, which logo is that? Anywhere in the world you see this, it belongs to who? That means it. The next one is Nestle. Anywhere you see it, it belongs to who? The third one is my logo. Yes, that's my logo. For those ones that have my product, you can see it on it. LA's Kitchen. LA's Kitchen, that's my logo. Anywhere you see it, it's mine. Don't worry, I'm just there. We have the MTN logo. Anywhere you see it, that is MTN logo. The importance of this logo is for people to know your brand. Anywhere they see it, you wake up, you see it immediately, you know who you belong to, isn't it? So for any business that you want to embark on, make sure you come up with your own logo. Don't do copy and paste. If not, you see yourself for business. Next slide, please. Packaging. How do you package your products? Especially for those of you that want to go into soaps and cosmetics. How do you package your product in such a way that it will be eye-catching? In such a way that when people see it. When I was young, I used to buy my body cream based on the container. I don't used to stick with one cream. Anytime I go to the market, I first of all fall in love with the packaging. The way they package the body cream, first of all, I fall in love with it before even knowing the content. Why? Because they know how to package. So, if you are going into business, you should know how to package your products. And let us not do restrictions only to our products. You as a business owner, you have to know how to package your stuff. My fellow colleagues will agree with me that this set of participants are serving dress. Especially when you are marketing, you are always looking packaged. Please stop running to your classes. Those of you that are always running, you are reducing your steeze and composure. After you don't dress finish, you have to walk like a millionaire that are going to be. Walk majestically. I don't know why you're always running. I was sitting by my window side, I will see all of you. You'll be running. The class will go down. Walk majestically and go and sit down like a businessman and woman that you are going to be. So, hold on. So packaging does not only involve only your product. You have to package yourself as well. I like some of these Yoruba women that used to sell clothes in the market. When you enter their shop, you want to buy this. If you see the kind of lace that they themselves will wear and sit down at the entrance, they will say, okay, I don't enter the shop. Because the person there package herself very well. So you too, in your business, as a CEO of your business, all your sales girls and salesmen and everybody, they all have to look good. Package yourself. After all, there's a saying that says, all are waiting. All are waiting. So package yourself very well. Don't restrict it to only your products. Okay? Next slide, please. Okay, it's a continuation. It's how a product is wrapped, bottled, boxed, or presented to consumers. Packaging serves several purposes, including protecting the product, providing information about it, and making it visually appealing to attract buyers. Do you understand? Any question? No. Next slide. Okay, this like me coming to conclusion now. How important is marketing to your various workshops? Each one of you here belongs to one shop or the other, workshop or the other, isn't it? I'm coming to ask someone the question now. Somebody that has been sleeping. Okay, you look tired. I want to ask you your responses. Tell us your workshop, and how do you think market? How are you going to market your product? Let's assume you're the CEO of your company. How are you going to market that product?
My name is M.W. Zamani. My workshop is agri. And with the knowledge I received from this packaging and co, and I know that my product, that there is no human being that cannot even like it, because there is none of us here that wake up saying you don't eat before you come to this place in the first place. So even if I do not package it the way you like it, I must make sure that I get good products. But packaging is immaterial, but I will make sure that I have good products for my own, because agriculture is a product that you don't whether package or not package well, as long as the product is consumable, it is not packaged.
You have to package your product.
is what I'm standing up for. Now, he said, if he has a good product, there is no need for packaging or something. Madam, I want to ask you one question. Can you have you package yam and cassava?
Thank you very much, sir. I said something about everything in life now waiting. Packaging. So have you ever attended the Cross River? Is it Cross River? Which wedding? Yeah, they will wrap it as if it's gift. What do you mean that? Packaging. You see the way they will use wrapping sheet. Wrapping sheet that will use to wrap gift. They will wrap those yam and pile them with one thing. What is the year? I have them. Everything is like before. Package. Next slide, please. Next slide. Okay, let's talk about water factory. For those of you in water factory, listen to this. In marketing, you know water, this has to do with our health. So the way you package your water matters a lot. There was one video that I watched. Water factory. This water factory, their machine. When the camera zoom into that machine, there's a water filter. What did I see there? Cockroach. Cockroach. So please, anything that's edible, both edible and things that we use, package your product very, very well. Thank you very much for your time. Any questions? No questions?
Good afternoon. I was so pleased and feeling very delighted. In your presentation, you have mentioned my state, that is the first state. God bless you. My response to my colleague there, Zamani, while he was vehemently not on the ground that packaging, it didn't make any value. Even as all of you look at all of us here, we look great and we look beautiful. What was it? Because we package ourselves.
Exactly.
As you stand as you are there, you look very gorgeous and you look very fascinating and very attractive in nature. What makes you what you are? A packaging.
Packaging, yes.
And subsequently, packaging and labeling a product, it will attract the attention of the customer for you to drive more customers. What will make someone to know the quantity or the quality of a product container? It is through the labeling and packaging. So packaging is the most vital sign for any business or any production or any product placed on sale. So madam, we believe on packaging, and packaging is the most important for any business. Thank you very much.